Alright, so my presentation is on social comparison and how it affects high school football teams. So first off, this is my agenda, which will be breaking down the presentation. First, I will talk about my stimulus connection, followed by the context of the problem, research question, which leads into my best solution, followed by findings, limitation, and conclusion. So I use the psychology of competition, a social comparison perspective, on social comparison issues combined with the idea of inner competition in a team environment. In the article, How AI Agents That Roam the Internet Could One Day Replace Workers. This combination led to me to my topic of how social comparison affects football teams and how it can divide those in an environment where teamwork is needed. Specifically, how Metz and Wise compared AI workers to human workers in the same team environment. I then transferred that idea thematically combined with social comparison issues to the football field. Moving on, a large majority of players desire to play and perform at a higher level. This requires players to withhold an impressive skill set to stand out amongst others, especially in American society where high school players can expect an annual average of 1.1 million players through junior varsity to varsity alone, according to Statista, a global data and business intelligence platform. This forces a significantly high competition rate given the overall popularity and participation factors. The problem sport of football and its team's experience is its inner competitiveness. This contributes to competition between teammates, which stems from social comparison with one another. Patrick Cohn, PhD, a director of sports psychology at Peak Performance Sports and Football Psychology US, states that competition in a football locker room exists due to positional battles and overall setup with starting lineups, which are determined by playing ability. He proposes the situation of a position battle between quarterbacks where comparison of player ability is greatly highlighted in order to select the starter. He then goes on to state that this can cause football players to feel anxiety, dismay, and a lack of confidence due to player comparison. Given the high capability of inner competitiveness, social comparison and its tendency to divide teammates on performance-based factors can then be perceived to act as a catalyst for the destruction of team chemistry and unity, affecting everyone involved with the team. Stephen Garcia and Tyrone Schiff, professors of psychology and organizational studies at the University of Michigan, along with Notre Dame professor Avilah Shalom Tor, have researched the dimensions of social comparison in groups and teams. They state in the research article that psychology of competition, a social comparison perspective, that it can cause a plethora of negative effects on people who decide to engage in it, specifically hostile attitudes and harmful behavior. The negative behaviors applied in the football atmosphere would almost certainly push coaches to engage in poor camaraderie, teamwork, and emotional dismay. If the chemistry and teamwork of teammates are rapidly deteriorating due to comparison factors, it provides great concern for both football coaches and players who are worried about the success of their team. This is because chemistry is one of the biggest factors of winning and is essential for a team to succeed, according to John Clayton, an American sports journalist who is an NFL writer and a reporter for ESPN. With social comparison being detrimental to players and the success of a team, it begs the question, what is the best way to limit social comparison in football teams to foster a more united and bonded environment? To make the most effective impact, coaches will look to implement team guidelines centered around engaging in more eye contact, hanging out together more outside of practice, and holding deeper conversations. This solution is best as it provides a sure-proof resolution to the problem of social comparison through proven neuroscientific findings. According to Michael Platt, a professor of psychology and neuroscience at the Wharton School at UPenn and a Master Award recipient at Duke University School of Medicine, neuroscience is now the answer to fixing inner competitiveness and in turn, comparison in teams. In the journal, How to Use Neuroscience to Build Team Chemistry, Platt states that recent advancements in neuroscience now point to an answer, which can be linked to improved cooperation, information sharing, and overall team effectiveness. Platt goes on to suggest that the elements of the solution are statistically and psychologically proven to enhance the given positive attributes. Although the best solution provides exceptional resolution to the issue, there's another possible solution that could work to the same avail. Coaches can rely on revised coaching methods that can emphasize the opportunity for all team members to value and learn from their teammates to improve skills so that their team can thrive together versus engaging in social comparison. Coach suggests to tell players to embrace competition as a way for you to excel and improve your game. This way you will prepare your best and enjoy healthy competition among your teammates. This can lessen the burden of inner competition and improve team chemistry. Amy Edmondson, a professor of leadership and management at Harvard Business School, also suggests that coaches can do things such as place a high value on rewarding successful teaming more than individual performance. This way, it's in the best interest of coaches who care about their team performance and morals, and players who value their mental and physical performance. Another possible outlet to the solution can be through the players themselves. specifically those who have leadership positions like captains or quarterbacks. For example, the New York Jets quarterbacks have a battle for playing time between Zach Wilson and Mike White, who are both quarterbacks. This raised comparison concerns throughout the media, and Wilson was interviewed about the situation, to where he said, "What's the point of butting heads when we can just simply help each other out? I think we can both benefit from the situation. If their coach is unwilling, leaders have the potential power to extinguish comparison for the greater good of their team." However, it is unrealistic that players can extinguish comparison like Wilson can because he is in professional football where he has spent years as a leader, while quarterbacks and captains in high school simply don't have the experience to tackle the issue. In reality, these captains who are entrusted with a load of responsibilities to lead their team are not often suited to do so. In a study named "Why the Chosen Ones May Not Always Be the Best Leaders," done by the National Library of Medicine, written by performance science researchers Boutalia, Franson, Coffey, Lang, Zabone, they found that most captains are chosen on their athletic ability, and only 1% of participants within their study perceive their team captain to be the best leader. Therefore, these solutions greatly depend on the coach in charge, given the heavy inconsistency of captains in leadership positions. Football coaches should be the ones implementing these solutions that can lead to team unity and success because they have the most power on the team and are being paid to seek success and maintain their team's order, and also because they are extremely important to a team's outcome. According to researchers Chris Berry and Anthony Fowler of MIT and Sloan Sports Analytics Conference, in their article "How Much Do Coaches Matter?", they state our estimates generally imply that coaches explain about 30 to 40% of the variation in a team's success. At this point, football coaches are left with the best solution and the secondary solution. The best solution provides an easy outlet for coaches to combat comparison by the implementation of rules, where the secondary solution allows for coaches to revise and change their coaching style to combat comparison. Both are effective and accomplish the same goal, but the ultimate limitation to both of the solutions, however, is with the wide variety of coaches and their abilities. Football is spread across such vast demographics, and making it impossible for coaches to all have the same resources available to them and to aid in their change of their entire coaching style from their traditional ways. Some will be more eager to tackle the issue than others, and some will be more well-equipped. The ultimate limitation is that because it requires much more extensive time and energy to change an entire coaching style compared to implementing and enforcing rules, the best solution becomes the most flexible solution. Due to differences in time constraints and resources to combat these issues properly, the rule-based solution is most appealing than changing coaching staff's entire style because it suits the widest range of football coaches. Furthermore, it is the most accessible path to extinguish comparison and is neuroscientifically proven to create a more united environment that can be used to stop social comparison and its detrimental effect to football teams. These are my work set.
Oral defense.
Oral defense.
Tanner, did your research go in a different direction than you originally expected?
It did, because I was trying to find that social comparison has just strictly detrimental effects to football teams, and when I tried looking through how coaches can kind of have input on social comparison, I found that some coaches don't mind social comparison because it can actually make their teams more competitive, which can actually make them win more. So my research kind of went from it being just negative to more being like, well, there actually is positive attributes to having social comparison in a football team.
All right, and let's see. How did you use the conclusions or questions of others to advance your own research?
So I used the conclusion of Platt, the professor from UPenn, because he says that you can, by implementing rules, it's neuroscientifically proven to create team chemistry. And I used his conclusion in my conclusion that this will be the best way, given that it's neuroscientifically proven.
Okay, thank you so much.